Yeah, very good evening. So in the last session, we discussed a few Linux commands and a few more commands are left. We will discuss the rest of the commands. So the next command is SCP. SCP is a command to copy the files and directories from one directory to another directory between operating system level, between operating system. So we have a, I'll give an example. So we have a 11 IP address operating system. We have a 192.168.1.11 IP system, and also we have a 192.168.1.12 IP system. We have two operating systems. One is 192.168.1.11 IP, and the host name is Mahesh HANA DB1, and this is a Mahesh HANA DB2 host. DB2 host. Okay, we have two systems. In root directory, 11 IP, in root directory, in Lonavala, in Y Lonavala directory, CD Y Lonavala directory, we have files and directories. Okay, now I want to copy two files, Y grep and Y kiwi, and two directories, ZApple and ZLitchi. I want to copy two files and directories, or you can copy all the directories and files at a time. Okay, so whatever the required files and required directories if you want to copy, you can copy. So whenever you want to copy from one operating system to another operating system, so we have to use a SCP command, system copy. So you need to go to this location. You need to be in Y Lonavala location. And in this Y Lonavala location, you have to execute a command, SCP space -PR. P means preserve, R means recursive, and the file names, whatever the file names you want. Example, so Y grep, Y kiwi, Y grep space Y kiwi, two files and two directories I want to copy. ZApple and ZLitchi. ZApple and ZLitchi. Okay, and the target location. Target location. If you want to copy target location, right, that is a 12 IP address, right? So root @192.168.1.12 IP target location. To which location you want to copy 12 IP address? So connect it to 12 IP. So 192.168.1.12 IP. Log on with username called root user. Go for enter. So provide a password. Yeah. Go for yes. So I connected to 12 IP. The host name is Mahesh HANA DB2. So I'm in root directory. So we have a in root directory, we have a YABCD directory. So here also we have Y Lonavala directory. Okay. For being now, I'm going to delete this. Why? Because you don't want to confuse. Yeah. Yeah. Here we have YABCD directory. I want to copy these files and directories in to YABCD directory, which is available in 12 IP address. So this is your target location, that is YABCD. I'm going to copy to YABCD location. Okay. So if you want to copy to 12 IP, actually your data is available in 11 IP and you want to copy these data to 12 IP address, right? So whenever you want to copy 12 IP address, so you are going to be log on to 12 IP address with root username, copying to this location. So why you are giving this address? So if you want to copy all these files and directories to target location, that is YABCD. So this YABCD directory is available in 12 IP. Okay. So whenever you want to copy to this target location, you have to log on with the root user and the IP address you have to mention. So 12 IP address, we are connecting to 12 IP address with root user and you are copying to this location. So whenever you connect with this location, with this address, it will ask you to provide password of this root user of this 12 IP. Now go and check. Go to 11 IP address, SCP space -PR. Sorry, go for LL first. SCP space -PR, Y grep, Y kiwi, ZApple, ZLitchi, target location, root @192.168.1.12 IP, target location yabcd. Okay, so you are copying to this directory by logging with this username to this address. So go for enter. When I go for enter, it will ask me the password of tool IP address of this user. So now I will provide password. I'm typing the password here. Go for enter. So it's copying. It's copying. Now go and check in tool IP in yabcd directory. Go and check. You can see 2 files and 2 directories. So whenever you want to copy the data from one operating system to another operating system, so you have to use a command called SCP, system copy. So whenever you want to copy the data within the operating system from one directory to another directory, so you have to use a command. Called CP. So the difference between CP and SCP is CP is the command to copy the files and directories within the operating system from one directory to another directory. If you want to copy the data, that is files and directories from one directory to another directory between operating system, so we have to use the command SCP, system copy. Okay. Moving to the next command, rmdir. So rmdir is the command to remove the directory, the 2 empty directory. If you want to remove the empty directory, so you have to use a command called rmdir. If the directory contains files and directories, if you want to remove the directory, use command rm space -rf. R means recursively, F means forcefully. Okay, now we will see that. Go for 11 IP address. Go for 11 IP address. So in ymetro, we don't have any files and directories. Go for ymetro. We don't have any files and directories. Oh, we have. Okay, if you want to remove this directory, okay, you have to use command remove space rm space -rf ymetro. See, the directory is removed. We don't have ymetro now. Why? Because we deleted. Okay. So if you want to remove empty directory, use command rmdir. Okay. So that is the difference between rm-rf and rmdir. Next command, change mode. Change mode means changing the read-write permissions of your files and directories. Okay. So first of all, we need to know the full permissions of directory. For a directory, what are the full permissions? The full permissions are 777, 7, 7, 7. 1 7 for owner, the another 7 for group, the another 7 for others. So owner, 1 7 for owner, another 7 for a group, and another 7 for others. These are the full permissions of a directory. So how these full permissions divided 7? So like this. So this 7 is divided with read, write, execute. Again 7, one more 7, read, write, execute. One more 7, read, write, execute. So read means 4, write means 2, x means 1. 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. Again, read means 4, write means 2, x means 1. Read, R for read, W for write, X for execute. So R for 2, R for 4, read means 4, write means 2, X means 1. Okay. Again 4, 2 plus execute 1. So 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. 4 plus 2 plus 1, again 7 here. Okay. So 1 7 for owner, full authorizations. The another 7 for group, full authorizations. The another 7 for others, full authorization. Okay. But whenever we create a directory, we won't get full authorizations. We won't get full authorization 777. Okay. We will see that points now. We will see that points. On the screen, you can see. So we have 2 directories here. And you can see D here. D means directory. So we have a change mode, read permissions here we have. So read, write, execute 7, read-execute 5, read-execute 5. So read, write, execute 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7. Full authorizations for owner. Read-execute 5 for group. Read-execute 5. That means read-execute authorizations for your others. And this is your owner. Root is a owner for this directory, and root is a group for this directory. So for this directory, we have a owner called root, and also group is also a root. And we can see size of the file, and also we can see date and timestamp of a file, and we can see this may be a file. So here it is directory. So this directory. Okay, go for next. You can see here D for directory and read write execute owner, read hyphen execute group, again read hyphen execute others. So whenever you create a directory by default, you will get these permissions. You can check here. So actually we created while owner wala directory, right? You can see the permissions. Read write execute 4 plus 2 plus 7 full authorizations for owner. Read hyphen execute only 5. So for group, read hyphen execute only 5 for others. So that's what the point mentioned here. Read write execute full authorizations for owner, read hyphen execute for a group, and read hyphen execute for others. You can see for file. You can see for file. So hyphen means file. So the full authorizations for file, the full authorizations for file, 666, 6, 6, 6, full authorizations. Okay. Read, write, hyphen. Read, write, hyphen. Read, write, hyphen. Full authorizations. Read means 4, 4 plus 2, 6. 4 plus 2, 6. Again, 4 plus 2, 6. Okay, full authorizations. But whenever we create a file, if you go for a while owner while directory, we already created files. So by default, you got the permissions read write hyphen for owner, read hyphen for group, and read hyphen for others. So by default, you got these permissions. Read write hyphen for owner, read hyphen for your group, and read hyphen for others. That means for your file, by default, you will get 6, 4, 4 permissions. 6, 4, 4 means full authorizations. Read write hyphen for read write hyphen for owner, read hyphen for group, read hyphen for others. So read write hyphen means 4 plus 2, 6. Read hyphen means 4. Read hyphen means 4. So we have by default authorizations 644 for a file, and by default authorizations for a directory, that is 755. Read, write, execute, read hyphen execute, read hyphen execute. So this is for owner, this is for group, and this is for others. Okay, 7, 7, 5, 5. By default, when we create a directory, we'll get 755 permissions. By default, when we create a file, we'll get 644 permissions. Okay, now you can see here some more detailed information. Owner, the user who owns the file or a directory. Group, here we have a owner, group, and others, right? So we have a description for those. Owner, the user who owns the file. Group, user who are part of that files group. Others means remaining all users. Okay, so we can see here 4 means read, 2 means write, and 1 means execute. So 4 plus 2 plus 1, full permissions for your directory, 7. So we have read, permissions to read the file or directory. Write, permissions to modify the file. Execute, permissions to execute a file. So these are the descriptions of your terminology. Okay, so now I want to change the permissions 755 to 775. I want to change the permissions to 755 to 775 for a directory. So here you can see on the screen. So for this while Lonavala directory, we have by default 7, 5, 5 permissions. chmod 775 while Lonavala directory. So when we go with this command, what happens, 775 permissions will be applied to this directory only. But this directory contains some files and directories. In this directory, inside this directory, we have some files and directories, right? For those files and directories, these permissions won't apply. Only to this directory, the permissions will apply. Go and check. Now you can see 775. But inside the directory, the permissions are not applied. The permissions are not. You can see 755 only. 755 only. But if you want to apply the permissions to this, if you want to apply the permissions to this directory and also to inside the directory as well, so use command chmod -R 775 y Lonavala directory. So when you go with -R option, okay, what happens, the permissions will be applied to this directory and also the files and directories which we have inside this directory. For those files and directories also, these permissions will be applied. Go and execute. Now go and check. Obviously, the permissions are applied to this directory. Now go and check y Lonavala directory. See, the permissions are applied. Read, write, execute 7, read, write, execute 7, read -execute 5, 775, 775, 775. So this is how you need to change the permissions by using chmod command. Okay, now I will create a file, touch touch, and file name y super. So by default, you can see the permissions are read -execute 6, read -4, read -4. By default, we got 644 permissions. 644 permissions. If you want to change these permissions to 664, so full permissions to owner and group and 4 permissions to others. If you want to change, use command chmod 664 y super. For file, you no need to mention -R. Why? Because inside file, we have a data. We don't have any files and directories inside a file, right? So you no need to use -R command. Only for directory, if you want to apply the permissions to the directory and also inside the directories, if you want to apply the permissions, you can use -R command. For a file, you no need to mention -R. Why? Because inside file, we have a data. We don't have any files and directories. Okay, 664. Go for enter. Now go and see. So read write -6, read write -6, read -4, 664. So these are the permissions to your files and directories. Now coming to ownership permissions. If you want to change the ownership, okay, if you see here, so for your y Lonavala directory, the owner is root and the group is also root. Okay, so if you want to change the permissions of your ownership permissions and group permissions, you can change by using chown command. Example, if you see in my system, we have some other owners and groups as well. Okay, I want to change to this directory. Instead of root owner and root group to y Lonavala directory, I want to change to D15ADM owner and SAP sys group. So this is the username and this is a group. Actually, for y Lonavala directory, the owner is root and the group is also root. But I want to change to D15ADM user and SAP sys group. How to change? chown command. Okay, I want to change to D15ADM SAP sys. So he's the owner and this is the group and I want to change to y Lonavala directory. Go for enter. Now you can see the permissions are changed. Instead of root and root, we have a username D15ADM and we have a group called SAP sys. So you have used this command, chown owner name group name, to which directory you want to apply. You mentioned that you have to mention the directory. But when you go with this command, what happens? These ownership permissions will be applied to this directory only. Inside this directory, we have files and directories, right? For those files and directories, these permissions are not applied. If you want to check it, go and check it. CD y Lonavala. So the permissions are still root only. So if you want to apply to this directory and also the files and directories which are available in this directory, if you want to apply to those files and directories also, if you want to apply the ownership permissions to those files and directories in this location, use command chown -R, okay, D15ADM SAP sys y Lonavala directory. Go for enter. So obviously for this y Lonavala directory, the permissions are applied. Okay, go to inside while on our directory. So inside also the permissions are applied. Why? Because we have mentioned -r. We have mentioned -r command. Understood? So if you want to apply the ownership permissions to this directory and also inside the directories of files and directories, you can use -r command. So this is about your chown command. Understood? So these are the few Linux commands. Okay, there are few more commands. We'll see in the next session. Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.